I'm accused of helping my friends get big on TikTok. That is what I'm accused of. I told some girls I know how to post on TikTok to become viral, and they are saying I'm a human trafficker for that reason. It is insane. So I'm accused of making money from TikTok.
Webcam stuff, right?
TikTok.
Okay, but wait, let's call it webcam stuff, right?
No, let's not call it that. The indictment is about TikTok.
Okay, that is absolutely not true. The indictment specifically mentions that he recruited girls by deception by tricking the victims into thinking he was going to date and in some cases marry them. Then he transported them to Romania. He sheltered them in a house full of sex workers. He invoked false debts that the girls could never get out of. And he did so by force, coercion, and threats of violence, all for the purpose of sexual exploitation on MyFreeCams and OnlyFans. And that is textbook human trafficking via the Loverboy method. And it's in accordance with the Palermo Protocol, which is the international standard for human trafficking.
So not just TikTok.
Right. It's not just TikTok.
Why did you call it a PhD pimping hose degree?
No, you're talking about an old video which was made satirically.
But why did you call it that? Oh, that was satire.
Of course it was. 9 years ago, the internet was a very different place. And if you're going to sit here and say, oh, 9 years ago, you said stupid things on the internet, it's not a gotcha moment because every single person has.
The PhD course is about how I ran my webcam studio.
Welcome to the Tate PhD course. If you've bought this course, which you obviously have, congratulations, you're going to change your life for the better.
The PhD course was not satire, and it was being sold on his website, curbatate.com, until his arrest. After the arrest, his team then deleted it from his website and went as far to actually scrub any trace of it from the internet archives. And of course, we did get a copy of that before it was wiped. The PhD course is also mentioned in the case files where his videos have been transcribed about him bragging about what the course is. And the following video that you're about to see was uploaded in 2020.
So yeah, on curbatate.com, I have my PhD program, and that is PhD is a pimp and hose degree that I'm
clever.
And
Clever.
That teaches basically how I got girls, how I met girls, how I got girls to like me, how I got girls to fall in love with me to work on webcam for me. Because that's what I did. That was my MO, was find girls, make them love me, and make them work for me. And that's how I got rich. So that teaches everything I know from start to finish about not only getting girls, not only obtaining them, but retaining them. Because that's a completely different game as well. Mm-hmm. So I teach everything I know in there.
And they were looking for one person to say they're a victim. By the way, they failed. They did not even find one. Show me a picture. Show me a video. Who's even a victim? There's nobody. The whole thing is made up.
You said earlier, who are these women? Well, there are 7 named in the indictment.
Yeah, have you seen the videos of them on the internet saying we're not victims? They made us be victims. And the victims are saying, I didn't exploit them to do TikTok.
There are formally 7 victims between the two brothers, and 5 of the 7 victims have given official statements to the authorities against the brothers. And the 2 that did not were instructed by Tate to say they were not. And all of this was exposed in his recorded jail calls. Those calls are now part of the case files and have been covered by Romanian media and Rolling Stone magazine and in my timeline. The 2 victims also have tattoos that say things like owned by Tate tattooed on their body, and they were dating him. After Tate was arrested, they were taken to Dubai, where the prosecutor claims that they are still under his control. And there's a civil case getting started in the UK where 4 victims claim that Andrew Tate sexually assaulted them.
In the prosecution file, if you want to talk about it, there's not a single bank transfer. There's not a single piece of evidence for any money. But they haven't found any money. There's no money.
Once again, there are multiple pages of transfers and financial transactions in the files. In fact, DICOT even dedicated an entire evidence volume to them. It's volume number 70. So inside of that volume of financial transactions, they even go as far to put the warrants issued in order to get the financial transaction data. So they have money, they have transfers, they know how much money was sent from the brothers to the brothers, and they even know the accounts and the account numbers that they were sent to. There's also a new investigation that's underway that's looking into their involvement in money laundering and tax evasion. This investigation was announced on the day that they were indicted. So there's probably going to be additional charges specifically for financial crimes.
What did I do? I promoted accounts on the internet.
You made money.
Didn't sell crack, didn't sell drugs. So when I was 24, 25, I sold drugs. 10 years ago, I helped women promote their profiles on the internet. Correct. 10 years ago. Firstly, I have not been involved with it for 7 years. It's not how I make money. I haven't touched it for a very long time. 7 years is a long time.
You made a lot of money from it. You made millions of pounds from sexual webcam activity where you and the woman doing the webcams would make money. You accept that?
No. What I did is...
Well, that is how you made money.
No. 10 years ago, I helped women with the tax side and the technical side and the promotion of
their
profiles.
Well, they work for you.
The promotion of their profiles on certain websites. And I said about this, and I said I haven't been involved with it for 7 years. There's about 10 or 15,000 women in this city who do that job now. And the fact that I had I dipped my toe in it 10 years ago isn't even significant.
Andrew did not just dip his toes in webcam. Both Tates have claimed that they became multi-millionaires by working in the webcam industry.
I became a multi-millionaire. I did this by creating a webcam studio.
I first became a multi-millionaire by running a webcam studio.
They didn't just dip their toes in it. They were neck deep in the webcam industry.
We just start fucking hammering the webcam game
for a very long time.
I created a system that allowed me to convince girls to do this, allowed me to retain 100% control of their income. I know how to make sure the girl can't run away.
And over time, I just built up this big little empire of webcam girls. At one point, I had 4 locations, 75 girls working for me.
And here's a video from April 5th, 2021, where Tate talks about hiring 20 more girls during the pandemic to work on cam. And that as COVID was coming to an end, he would keep 5 or 6 of his main girls.
When Corona came, I scaled it back up, right? Because Corona came, it was locked down. My casinos were closed, so I lost an income. That closed, and I thought, well, everyone's at home bored. Let me get the webcam going again. So I got 20 more girls online. We scaled that back up to $300,000 or $400,000 a month. So I got back into the game hard. But now we're coming towards the end of Corona. I'm going to keep like 5 or 6 of my main girls.
And in addition to that, according to a witness statement in the case files, there was at least one girl working in 2022 on webcam. He also has tweets from 2020 bragging about the money that he was making on webcam. And of course, he was also running OnlyFans during the pandemic.
For the last 2 to 3 years, I've been making money on OnlyFans from its inception all the way up till now. Currently filming this during the COVID pandemic.
Do you know what Loverboy method means? Being nice. He was nice and polite and kind, and they really liked him as a person, and he told them how to do TikTok.
But that's not what the
He's
Loverboy...
a Loverboy.
That's not,
of course it is.
Andrew, that's not what the Loverboy method is.
Absolutely it is.
The Loverboy method is where perpetrators woo victims with the prospect of a loving relationship until they can be forced into abusive situations or a form of slavery.
This is garbage.
Now, the Loverboy method means loverboys or Romeo pimps are human traffickers who usually operate by trying to make young girls or boys fall in love with them. Once they have the victims under their influence, they exploit them, for instance, in the sex industry.
When you saw the logs of the web chats between people from the war room to each other, a lot of it made disturbing reading. Were you disturbed by it when you read that?
Firstly, a lot of that is bullshit. A lot of that's fake. Secondly...
You think that literally those logs are fake?
Absolutely. A lot of them are fake. Secondly,
were you disturbed by anything you read?
No, because none of it's real. There's 4,000 members inside. If you're telling me that amongst 4,000 members with 24-hour chat 7 days a week for the last 5 years, they've managed to find 2 guys talking locker room talk, and that somehow offends the world, then nobody understands how the world works. That's not why I was in jail. It's nothing to do with the war room.
Wrong again. The war room chats have been verified by multiple sources, including other war room members, and are part of the case. The prosecutor dedicated volume number 75 specifically to the war room and the content that's been extracted and exported from the war room. They transcribed and translated all of that content, and it's part of the war room. Total, there's around 50 gigabytes or more of war room chat leaks, and they are, unfortunately for Mr. Tate, all real, and they are recent.
All people who go to festivals are stupid. It is peasantry. I've never been to a festival in my life. All festivals are peasantry. Anybody who goes, I do not associate with. I've never been to one in my life. I never will. My first ever concert ever. Never been before. Or a festival or whatever it is.
To be clear, you've never been to one.
Correct.
Andrew Tate, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.